computers, don't forget. We're in action. Okay, y'all, I am super excited about tonight. I'm really excited because I have not gotten to hear all of Samantha's story. So I'm excited. I know she's been in with It Works for like 6.5 years, which is really, I mean, that's double the time I've been in. And so that's really awesome to see someone that's been in, that's been successful, stayed successful. So that is so, so, so cool. So I'm excited to get to hear that. But she'll share her story. But they just brought home a precious little girl from India, I believe. And so she's got her 2 biological kids, and then they just did an adoption, which I love. My little sister's from China, and so I grew up in a family that did an international adoption. So I love that. I have a heart for that. And so I'm excited to get to hear her story. So Samantha, are you on, girlfriend? I think I made you a co-host.
I am here.
Yay! I'm excited. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Well, will you start off and share with us just your story, how you found It Works, how you got started, and maybe just how you even went to Diamond, and then we can go beyond that. But how did you find it and go?
Okay, so like you said, I've been with It Works almost 6.5 years, which is insane. Like, it seems like I started yesterday. So just hearing that, like, you wrote me earlier and you were like, how long have you been in? I was like, almost 6.5 years. Like, that's still crazy to me. But yeah, so when I got started, my 2 kiddos were 8 months and 22 months old. They're only 14 months apart. And so I was super busy, but I was staying at home, not because we could afford it, but mainly because if I worked, all of my money would have went to daycare. So I was staying at home, and my husband, Anthony, was going to school. He was going to school on the GI Bill because he was medically retired from the Army. So he was going to school full time, and I got this bright idea to start a hair bow boutique. Because I made hair bows for my daughter because I couldn't afford to buy them, so I made them. So I started selling them, and I decided to expand that boutique, and I got a credit card and maxed out a $5,000 credit card. And the very next day, It Works found me. I wasn't looking for it. I was not looking for it at all. I had done another network marketing company, if you can call it that, but I didn't do anything with it. I made $800 in a year, so that tells you how much I did with it. But so when I found It Works, I asked Anthony, I was like, okay, it's $99, can I join? And he's like, no way, you just maxed out a $5,000 credit card. You are not, no. I was like, okay. And so he goes to school, and I joined anyways. So needless to say, he wasn't very happy. He came home from school, and I told him I used our grocery money, or some of our grocery money. And he's like, we're going to die. Like, we're not going to have food. Those are his exact words. He's like, we're going to die. We're not going to be able to eat. So I made sure that I sold the wraps that came in my kit before they even got to me, because I was like, I have to replace this grocery money because my husband seriously thinks we're going to die. So I contacted my sponsor. I didn't even know her. I live in Texas and she is in Utah. I found her randomly on Facebook, you guys. Like, we had never talked. I found her and joined the very next day. That's how crazy it all happened. But so I told her, I was like, my husband's going to kill me. Like, I got to figure out something. And she was fairly new too. Like, I don't know if she had even promoted in the company, but she was like, all I know are these steps to success. And I was like, all right, that's all you know. So that's what we started doing. And it's really crazy because, like, that's still what I do today. People are like, you're ambassador and that's still what you do. I'm like, yes, y'all, like, exactly what I do. And so my goal whenever I started was $400 a month. And you said you wanted my story to Diamond, and I don't think you knew this, but I never was Diamond. I skipped Diamond. I went from Emerald to Double Diamond, you guys, in 4 months, and it was absolutely insane. Like, I had no clue what I was doing. I really thought, I have no clue what I'm doing. And so I went double diamond in 4 months, and I get an email from Pam Souder, and she's like, I want you on a corporate call to tell me how you did this. And I deleted her email because I was terrified of telling her all I did was the steps to success. And I deleted her email, you guys, seriously. I did not respond. I deleted her email. And I was like, if I ever go ambassador, I will tell her that I deleted her email. Thinking, hey, maybe I'll never go ambassador. I won't ever have to admit that. But it's really insane how like those steps to success are seriously the platform and the foundation of this business, because that's all I've done from day one and continue to do. And here we are 6.5 years later as an ambassador diamond, and still every year that we've been in the company, we've been in the top 100. So absolutely insane.
Okay, I love that. So I love that you said, you were just doing the steps to success kind of before it was even called that, probably.
Right.
And so for those that are new that are on Steps to Success, it's your 4 loyal customers and your 3 distributors. So although you're saying you just did your Steps to Success, you were signing up people. So who, Samantha, were you signing up? Like, who were those first few distributors, and how were you getting them? Were you reaching out? I mean, I'm sure Facebook was a lot different even 6.5 years ago, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of. I'm like a total social media girl, and I think it's because like I'm really shy. Like when you reached out to me to do this, I was like, I don't know. I almost deleted your message, kind of like I did. But I've realized that getting out of my comfort zone, you guys, even 6.5 years later, like does so much for me. So when I started, I was like strictly social media, and I do a few parties ever so often just because I knew I had to get out of my comfort zone. But my first few distributors were people that I already had on my Facebook account. So whenever I sign someone new, I tell them, a lot of people call them their chicken soup people now. Like when you're sick, who are you going to call and ask for some chicken soup? And because you're not feeling good, you need some help. And those are the ones that I tell them to reach out to first as their customers or distributors. And that's who I had. Now, don't be surprised if they tell you no. My own sister told me no for 6 months. So Don't be surprised.
Yeah, totally. So you just, they say no, you just keep going. Okay. And so you went through those people and you sent them a message just basically saying, what did it sound like when you were sending their message?
I don't think you really want to know what my messages from 6.5 years ago look like, because I always tell people, like, please do not throw up on your potentials. And I go back and look at my messages, you guys, and I like scroll in my messages. I'm like, what was I saying? But it also made me realize, like, you're not going to say the wrong thing to the right person. Mm-hmm. So that I tell my team, like, don't freak out. Like, just talk to people. You're not going to say the wrong thing to the right person. So don't ask me what my messages look like.
Okay. No, I love that. So you asked people to join your team, and then you were obviously teaching them to do the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's so important when you get started to tell people what you're doing. Posting on Facebook is not asking people to join you. You have to do more than just post on Facebook. So I really think it's important to do, like you said, tell them what you're doing and ask them to come on the journey with you, whether it's trying the products or being a distributor with you.
I love that. One of the girls said, are any of your first distributors still with you from 6.5 years ago?
I do have a few. That's something that I did a while back. I drew up my diamond chart, the people who got me to diamond, and out of those 25, I only have a few who stick, and that can kind of stink when you think about it, but it's amazing to look back then and then look where I am now. And it just shows me that you have to always be adding in new people.
Adding in new people. Okay, so tell me this. So if there's anyone that could say my warm market is tapped, that would be someone like, I would think probably 6 years, and you could say that warm market, they know what you're doing. Yeah. How are you continuing to sign people?
Yeah. So that was actually something that I wanted to talk about. So since I grew on social media, there's not many people in my town who are in this business and on my team. So something that I make sure to always do is whenever I'm out in the community, I'm trying to build relationships with people. So I look at like what my niche is and what I'm doing all the time. my son, he just turned 7. He is in baseball, and we were at baseball practice all the time and at baseball games. So I'm always around baseball moms. So that's kind of my niche. And so I make sure, and I'm making relationships with them, because I'm not one to just be like, join my team. I like to make relationships with people. I've realized the ones that I make a relationship with are the ones who stick with me longer in this business. So getting out in your community and making relationships that way, and then always wearing my clothes whenever I'm out and about. But not just wearing my clothes, but sharing with people, blitzing with them about the company. So that's what I do, because like you said, my Facebook page got tapped out quick because I'm shy. I don't like going out and about. So I was like, I'll just talk to everybody on Facebook. But even now, 6.5 years later, I'm having to add new people almost daily to my Facebook. So always growing your potential list, always.
Always. I love that. So you're looking for people new when you're out and about. What would you say? So especially someone that does a lot of social media, you have a baby at home with you right now. So what is like a day look like? And I know every day is different, but what's like your ideal day, Samantha, like of what you like to do business wise?
Oh goodness. See, that's a hard question for me. Because like you said, like everything is always different. So when I get up in the morning, school is back, which is amazing because my family just like thrives on routine. So school is back. We get the kiddos off to school, and then we get home, and we do have the baby, but I have had Anthony lately. He takes the baby into another room for like an hour, at least an hour. So I can dedicate at least 1 hour strictly to the business. And during that hour, I'm not scrolling on Facebook and messing around on Instagram or anything like that. I'm following up with people. I'm finding new leads. I'm messaging, all of my potentials that I have, because I keep my potentials in an Excel sheet. That's just what works for me. There for a while, I was just like, oh, I'm good. I'll just scroll my Facebook messages and find them. But you quickly realize that you end up losing people, and somebody will message you in months and you're like, oh no, I never followed up with you. I'm so sorry. So I started keeping mine in an Excel sheet. So whenever I have that hour to devote strictly to my business, I know exactly who I'm going to follow up with. And that's something that has been helping me so much, because I realize sometimes I get on Facebook and I just sit there and I scroll and I see what everybody else is doing. And I'm like, I just wasted 30 minutes of my day doing nothing. So I think that has helped me dedicating time straight to the business. And then of course, kids come home, we have sports, dinner, that kind of thing. But when they go to bed at 8:30, I'm back to working my business. So that's how I do it, because I'm a busy mama.
Yeah. You pick your time and you have that intentional focus time. I love that. So another question that we got was, and I know it's probably different, but what does like a message now sound like that you've probably been able to perfect over the years? Like if you were going to reach out to someone about the business, like what would kind of like a mock message be like?
Okay, so I'm trying to think, because I change them up, because I'm not a copy and paster, just because I feel like people can tell when you're copy and pasting. So, I wonder, are they wondering for like newbies or?
Yeah, like maybe you're just like, okay, this person would be a great distributor. I want to reach out to them. Like,
okay. Yeah. So, I reach out to people who are liking or commenting on my posts. I don't do cold messaging. That just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like being cold messaged too, so I don't cold message. Sure. But I usually just write them, and I try and make it personal, and I include something about them in there, about like, girl, I have loved watching your page. Like, you seem so fun. Or, obviously my kids are in sports. Like, oh, your son plays baseball. Mine does too. Like, you look like a busy mom, just like me. Have you ever thought about making some extra cash? Because a lot of times moms are getting their kids ready in the mornings. They're going to work, they're picking them up, they're going to sports, they're having dinner, and then straight to bed. Like, it's just boom, 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 boom. They never have any time for themselves or any time with them and their spouse, like nothing. And so I like to make sure that they know that there is another option. option. And I've realized, which is kind of crazy, I have a lot of customers who don't realize, it doesn't click in their brain that they can be a distributor and make money. You know, so never forget to follow up with your loyal customers and be like, hey, I know you're loving the products. What do you think about making some extra money? And that is one thing that I have been doing a lot, because they know that I sell it, but it's like something doesn't click in their mind to know that they can sell it too. So that's another real thing that I like to do.
I love that. I love that. No, that's good. Just talking to them something so that they know it's not a copy paste. Because I mean, honestly, I just got a copy paste message right now, you know, like my phone lit up and I'm like, wait, just seeing you have an RSVP to my Limsits party tomorrow, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like total copy paste. And I'm like, you know, and that is annoying. And so I like that you add something, you know, personal about them. And then, hey, have you thought of, you know, making extra cash? I like that. What about if it's someone you want to approach them about, you know, like trying a product, or I don't know if you do the product tester messages or things like that. If they like a product post, what would you do there?
So one of my posts that has been the best for me and the best for some of my team is I have been asking people to make posts for me. So like I said, I always want to be growing my circle. And so when I feel like my page is getting a little quiet and my potentials just aren't jumping, I will post a status and say, who would like to earn some free product? And it's totally compliant. I checked. And so when somebody comments or likes on it, I message them and I include what I want them to post. And I say, make sure and tag me in it so I can answer any questions. And one of the best ones is for hair, skin, and nails. And they post it and they just say something simple like, hey, my girl Samantha is needing 6 hair models. Who would like to do it? And when they comment or message, I'll message them. I'll include some before and afters. And I tell them, like, you know, you can save 40% by being one of my hair models for 90 days. What do you think? And that for the last couple of months has been amazing for my team.
I love that. So you just say, you send it to them, and so you say something like, yeah, how would you like to get 40%, be a hair model for 90 days? Do you ever and I've had people ask me this recently, do you ever have people that are like, oh, well, I thought it was free, or, you know, different things like that? Or
Always.
So that's just kind of part of it.
Yeah, always go. So always be ones out there.
Okay. So you just don't because someone asked me, like, what do I had some people thought it was free, and I'm like, I don't know, you know, but yeah, you just have something and you're like, sorry, it's not, but you can get 40%, but you still sign up some. So you just.
And I tell them, I'm like, if you want something free, because, you know, the original post status that I made was who would like some free product. And I tell them, if you would like something free, refer 2 customers to me. And then I give them something free, and it's whatever I have, whether it's Friends on the Goes or Fat Fighters or, you know, whatever I have, that's what I'll give them. I don't really let them pick because I'm giving it to them.
No, I love that. Yeah. If you refer to customers, totally. Okay. That's great. So tell me this. So was there ever a rank you kind of felt like stuck at, like along your journey where I don't know your timeline, but you obviously went double diamond really fast. I mean, was there ever a rank where you just kind of were like, stuck?
Okay, so I know it's going to sound crazy, and people were like, oh, poor you felt stuck at presidential, but okay, you got to listen. Okay, so I did go somewhat fast. So I went double diamond in 4 months, and then I promoted every 8 months after that, all the way to ambassador. But where I got stuck or iffy on everything was when I was presidential, and it was the month I went ambassador, you guys. So it was really crazy, and it was July 15th, and I looked at my husband and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I cannot go ambassador. And I was totally boxed in, like I was good, my team was working, but I was like, I am too scared. I cannot hold that microphone. I'm not good at speaking. Like, I can't do it. You know, I was like, so many eyes will be on me when I'm an ambassador. I am terrified. And he told me, he's like, you know, you have worked so hard for this, and like, you believe in everybody else, like, and they believe in you, you know, and so it is time to get to work, you know, and we got it done. But I realized that that like my belief just wasn't there in that moment. And it felt like all the other ranks, it was there because I guess I felt worthy of those, but I didn't feel worthy of that one because it was the top one, and I realized after getting that rank and talking to my team, everybody feels like that sometimes at different ranks. Some people don't feel worthy of ruby, some people don't feel worthy of diamond. I didn't feel worthy of ambassador, and so I kind of feel like it's different for everybody, and I want y'all to know that you are worthy for all of it. All of it, like God put us in this business for a reason, and whatever your goal is, you are worth so much more than that.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. That's so true. And it's crazy what that belief can do when, it's like other people can believe in you, but you've got to believe
Yeah.
it and go
Yes.
for it.
Yes. And something that I wanted to say is I could spend all night on here with you guys, giving you all of these tips and everything, but it's not going to matter if you don't know where you're going. You have to have your why, and you have to know your goals, and you have to know when you want them, and go for it. We could sit on here and I could tell you everything, exactly how I got to ambassador. I don't really know exactly how, but I could try and tell you exactly how I got to ambassador, but it wouldn't matter unless you have your goals and you are ready to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. Yeah, you have to have those goals, and no, that's so good. So tell me this, what's something that you wish you would have known when you first joined? If you think back, you're like, man, if I could have told my old self this, I wish I would have known this from the beginning, or something like that.
Yeah. So I think when I realized that all I had to do was the steps to success, I know it's so crazy. It's so cliche. Everyone's like, oh my God, all people talk about are the steps to success. And I was like that there for a while. Like I said, I couldn't believe that was all I needed to do. So I started trying to do different things, and I started watching other people, and I noticed my recruiting and everything went down because I was trying to be someone else. I wasn't trying to be who I was. And so when I went back to doing what I did and focusing on what I was strong at, then my business took off again. So that is one of my biggest tips, is if what you are doing is working, then don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
I love that. No, that's really good. So you just, focused on what you were doing, kind of put your blinders on, and I like that. So then what about along the way? I mean, I'm sure you've had tons of aha moments, but was there ever anything where a light bulb went on and that was just a big business changer for you, or a life change for you, or something? Just
I think there's always something
it's really
always something. And I think it would be what I just said a minute ago about how we are worth so much more.
Yeah.
And it happened at a conference, and there was another leader who actually said that. And that's why it's become so important to me, and something that I say on every call that I'm on, because that's what she said up on stage, that we are just worth, we are worthy of so much. And I think that event, hearing that from her, I've always had a number in my mind of what I wanted to make, and hearing her say that we're worthy of so much more than that really was wow, we are, why am I putting a cap on my success? Because we're made for so much more than that.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. No, that's so true. Okay, so what about you sign up Samantha? So you said, your steps to success, which is around that 3-ish, new distributors that join you. So we have probably some new people on here, and people that, hopefully have enrolled someone this month. Everyone asks me this, and I don't even know if there's a right way, but what are kind of those first few things you do to launch a new distributor, where someone joins and it's okay, I want to get them going? How do you kind of get someone going? What are those first goals? What do you do?
Okay, so I talk to them about our eSuite training because it is new and amazing.
Okay.
Excuse me. So I make sure that they get on that. Sorry. And I tell them, let me know after you've watched it, because I want to know when they've done it. If you're just go watch your eSuite training, but you don't ask them to let you know when they're done, then you don't know that they ever did it. So I ask them to go do their eSuite training and then let me know when they're done. And then, of course, I answer any questions that they have. I have a newbie chat group that I put people in, and I like that because the excitement that's in there. Like, I sometimes forget what my excitement was like whenever I was brand new. And I love having that group of excitement. When one signs a loyal, it kind of encourages more to go sign a loyal. So I really like that chat group. And we try and get, if I'm not local to them, I try and get an online party set up as soon as possible. I love online parties.
Mm-hmm.
We do kind of a hybrid of video and live videos and post, and that's what works good for us.
I like that. So watch the eSuite training, you communicate, you've got your chat group, and then, an online party if you're not local to get them going. Okay, then what about right now, there's the Ruby this month. They said you get that special Ruby promotion gift, for if you haven't gone Ruby, $200 value, the Ruby promotion gift. What would you say to people on here that have not yet gone Ruby, but want, that's their goal? Like, what would be your tips for how do they get Ruby? Like,
okay. So, I mean, Ruby is the foundation of our entire business. And so, I feel like I've said so much. So I'm like, what else do I have to say?
I mean, we've said a lot. So,
but, no, I'm really excited about the gift. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I bet it'll be great.
Yes. So, if you're new, like I said, of course, reach out to your chicken list people and get them on board with you, or chicken soup, not your chicken list, your chicken soup people, and get them on board with you, because the main thing that I have my people say when they're going for a promotion, and by the way, you're always going for a promotion. That's just what you always say. You're always going for a promotion. So I tell them to tell people, I'm going for a big promotion this month. Would you help me? And I feel like they always get people when they say that, because people love to help people. And so I've seen messages, because I make them send it, and one day they'll say, I need you to help me, and then like the person doesn't respond, but then a little while later they'll be like, hey, I'm going for a big promotion, will you help me? And just asking them, it's just that your wording and how you say it, it's totally different. So if you're going for Ruby, ask people to help you. Don't rely on just posting on Facebook, because it's not asking.
I like that. I love that. The asking, will you help me? And then, and who's wants to say, sorry, I'm not going to help you. So I like to ask them. Okay, I just have 2 more questions and we'll wrap it up. But what would you say has been, like, I know, because with you, color personality, are you like a yellow? Is that what you would be, Samantha?
I don't feel like I'm yellow at all, but everybody always says that.
Okay, so what is your thing?
I think I'm pretty red and green, but then people say, oh, you're pretty yellow too. So I guess I'm not blue, that's for sure.
Okay, you're not blue. So you talk about being shy. So what would you say, do you feel like has been a strength of like having more of a shy personality? Like, is there anything you can think of where you're like, you know what, this is actually, something that.
Okay, so one thing that a lot of people tell me is my strength is I'm just straightforward with people. I tell them exactly how it is, and that might hurt people's feelings at first, but they later come back and they're like, thank you. Like, I really needed to hear that, because like, I just don't sugarcoat it. Like, if they're not working, I don't sugarcoat it. I'm like, come on, it's time to go, and I guess that would be kind of a strength and kind of a downfall, because I'm just straightforward.
No, yeah. Hey, that's good. Okay, so you're shy but straightforward. Okay.
I know, it's so weird.
I'm like, that's not normally what it is. So you're just breaking all the colors. Okay. No, okay. I like that though. But I love that you said, and it's kind of cool that you can work this business. You can use social media if you're shy, but then you can also, even if someone's shy, find things that, interest groups. Like you can talk to other moms whose kids are in baseball, because that's your common ground. You don't, and I think that's important to make sure to do. Because I even told John recently, I was like, I used to think, oh no, I can't get involved in this. Like, I would want to limit how many things I got involved with, thinking it would take away from my business. Like, no, I don't have time to be involved with a Bible study here during the mornings. I don't have time to be involved with the PTA or whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, actually, I could probably spend the hour doing that and getting to know other people. I just need to be more intentional with my other time. So I was thinking I needed to cut things out so I could be home and work, but really it's probably good for me to get out, meet new people, like get new networks and, build relationships that way as well.
Yes.
So that I like that you said, find something they have people in common with. But what would be one of your because of it works that like you're just like, okay, because of it works,
Yeah.
like a big life change for you guys.
Okay, so I have so many, but our newest one, which you did mention, is in May we went to India and picked up our baby girl. We have 2 biological kiddos, and I had trouble getting pregnant. And then I got pregnant with our daughter, and then I did not have trouble getting pregnant with our son because he was our surprise baby. So we have 2 biological babies, and then it's always been on my heart to adopt, and my husband was not too keen on that. And so I just kind of gave that to the Lord, and I was like, if it is meant to happen, then put it on his heart too. And I still remember the day when he told me that he was ready to do it. And I'm thankful for it works. Because of it works, it made that whole adoption debt free, you guys. And if you know adoption in the United States, it is very expensive. And so if you want to know about international, it's more. So I'm glad that we were able to do all of that debt free and not have to worry about that. A lot of people's adoption process is super long because you have to pay money to get to the next step. And every time they would ask us for a chunk of money, I was able to write that check and just send it off. I don't know if you saw, but when they sent us a picture when we got matched with our daughter, and when we said, yes, we accept her, I had to send a $12,000 check that day, you guys. And a lot of people can't do that, or they have to go and get a loan for it, or they have to fundraise for it. And it doesn't happen quick. And the fact that we were able to say yes and send that off right then was amazing. So
I love that. Yeah. That's huge. Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Let me see if there's any other. I think we got all the questions. I love that. That's so cool how you guys were able to add. I mean, what a dream to expand your family and not have that financial stress. Okay. I was seeing if there was any other questions I missed, but I feel like we got to hear a lot of information. And I loved just, you talking about just, believing, having that goal, knowing that you can reach the top steps to success. And honestly, even what you said about, you said you went, double diamond, and then it was 8 months then to triple, 8 months to presidential, 8 months to ambassador. So it wasn't like, which one of the last people we heard, who was it? Someone recently was like, they went ambassador in like, I think Ronnie last week, in less than a year, which is great. But so for you, your journey to ambassador was how long was it?
It was a little over 2 years.
Oh, that still sounds really fast, but still the point is, you got there,
Yeah, I mean, there's people who have done it in 7 years, and there's some that it took 10. And the thing is we're all there. So
exactly.
You just can't quit. Like, you're gonna get there. You just can't quit.
Just can't quit. Have that belief, and I love that. Step to success. So for you, an average month is enrolling how many distributors would you say?
My goal every month is 2 steps to success. And this is crazy. I've never been a top enroller at all. And one place where I struggled, I'm sorry if we're running out of time, but I struggled with not surrounding myself with the right people. And I feel like it's so important to surround yourself with positive people, I mean, in your everyday life, but also in your business. And in the last couple of months, after bringing Sadie home and everything, I realized that I was not surrounding myself with the right people. So I made some adjustments, you guys, and I started speaking more positive about myself and about my business. In the last 2 months, I've been a top enroller, you guys, in our company. And so it's so important to surround yourself with positive people.
I love that. Oh, that's so true. Yay. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate you taking the time to do this, girl. It was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Everybody, thank y'all for hopping on. I was trying to think if we have any. Oh, there's going to be a special thing. Keep your eyes open for tomorrow night. There's actually going to be a special Zoom I'll be posting about shortly. And then make sure, everyone, that you're taking advantage of the promo right now. Order WOW, get the free lip and eye cream. I just posted some sample pictures on our team page. So that is it. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Bye.